Hi everyone, welcome back to BeRich. It's great to be back with Anand, and we have some interesting things to talk about. Of course, it's about AI and this interesting article we read in Financial Times, which is about the Oracle. Why am I saying the Oracle? Because it is becoming like the Oracle, about the impending catastrophe, about the financing of AI. No one is disputing the fact that AI is something which is going to be beneficial for humanity. It is the next revolution, like industrial revolution, and we are going into a new world as far as AI and automation and computation is concerned. Of course, the biggest concern which we have as investors is out of the 300 odd companies which are all competing in AI space, which will be the final 3, 4 which are left standing 10, 20 years from now. Like Anand always talked about cars as an example, how we had 300 car companies and today there's just a handful of them dominating the space. Same way in AI, I find it all whittled down and we'll have a few which are dominant. We spoke about Google and why Google will be a strong play, and even Warren Buffett's company seems to be making a play at that because they also believe the same. So when we spoke in the beginning about AI and what is happening about AI, we spoke about AI financing, and that is where this Oracle comes into play. And there was actually a privately, me and Anand spoke about news information which was trickling around in the internet, but we could not talk about it because it hadn't come out in any paper or publication, so we didn't want to look slanderous. But this was what we're talking about today was actually spoken about in Twitter about a week back, and now Financial Times has actually written an article about it, so we can talk about it publicly. So Anand, you read this article, so what is it saying?
But first, let's go back 120, 130 years ago. We all acknowledge that Charles Darwin was a great scientist. And all that we know about evolution started with his Origin of Species. Now, the great Charles Darwin put all the money on quite a sum of it into the railway,
American Railway,
even the British and
British
American,
Railway, okay,
British and American railway. He put both bond and equity
into
in
both,
both.
invested
Now, the railways was a great
idea.
and it reduced the transportation time, iron horse as it was called, and it reduced transportation time. It connected wide ranges of people. It made travel a lot more easier
And safer.
and safer. And for the next 150 years before aeroplanes took off in 1960s. So railways was the main mean of transport. Now to rail lines was a very capital intensive project.
Very true.
So a lot of companies competed with each other, raised money, fantastic projections were made, and lot of money was promised. So a lot of people invested in a lot of railway bonds and railway cash, and then boom, like what we are seeing, was a major boom in railways, bonds, and stocks. And then the usual happened when the revenues didn't
Did
happen
not appear.
appear. Today, when you travel in Europe and America, in Europe on train, in America you transport goods through railways, and Buffett owns the Burlington completely in cash. The fourth largest railway network completely is owned by Berkshire Hathaway. You don't realize there was a bust, there was a big boom, there was a big bust, and people as intelligent as Charles Darwin went bust in the
Railway boom.
boom. So this is a clear idea of intelligence and being superior
In intellect in certain field.
field does not mean you read the boom correctly.
Correct.
Same thing happened to Isaac Newton in the South Sea bubble.
Yes.
Now two of greatest icons of science,
Biggest intellects.
biggest intellects, lost heavily in the most important boom of their times.
In speculating, yes.
In speculating. Both Darwin and Newton separated by more than 100 years
Very true.
between them. Now, the same thing happened in the internet era. There was a dot-com bust. Now, the same thing is playing out in the AI boom
In front of our eyes.
in front of our eyes. Yesterday, somebody called it a meta-sized tumor, which is available from sea, which you can see from space. The problem is the amount of capital AI is taking. Whether AI can generate enough returns on the capital that is invested. So some amount of capital that has been invested in AI has to be written down. And
Very
only
true.
then AI, today internet is very successful.
Yes.
but nobody knows of petshop.com.
Yes.
Right? It was the
Internet stock.
stock, but nobody thought Amazon will succeed, and Amazon has become a big success.
Yes. For a
So
long time, like you rightly said, they wrote Amazon of saying the debt, he's burning cash, there's no hope.
there's no hope. So we do not know who will succeed the
AI cycle.
AI cycle at this point. This is very clear.
Yes.
Now let's come to Oracle. Oracle is a great enterprise company. It is a ERP software company. It missed the entire social media bubble.
Yes.
It didn't get into social media.
No.
It didn't get into games.
No.
So now all the guys who are there in Microsoft and Google created the social media bubble. It's the platform on which everything rests. And YouTube, it's one of the biggest players in
Social media space.
social media,
Dominating.
dominating it. And Apple has iStore.
Yes.
Now Microsoft has Xbox, it has Activation Games, it has LinkedIn. The guy who missed out completely is Oracle. Now Larry Ellison is 80 years old
Yes.
and he is missed on the cloud.
Yes.
It is AWS, Microsoft, and Google which are playing the cloud game.
Very true.
Now, ChatGPT has convinced Oracle, or Sam Altman has convinced Larry Ellison that he can become a major player in
AI.
AI if he invests in data farms. Now, Oracle does not have the capital to invest in data farms,
Yes. Very capital intensive.
intensive. So, he is raising money through bonds to invest in creating AI
Farms, data farms.
farms. Now, this data farms, according to the back of envelope calculation, is going to cost him 300 to 350 billion dollars.
Yes.
Okay, over a period of time. Now, whether he has the money to put it, no.
No.
Does he have? Is he company generating so much profits? He can throw at it. He is generating profits, but not at the range at which
Not at the rate he needs.
he needs. So this money he is putting $300 billion. So this needs to generate revenue. Whether it will generate revenue at the pace at which he wants it to happen, I doubt it.
Correct.
Okay. Now Sam Altman has said 2027 is when he can generate huge amount of cash flow.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's a moving target. So I think now what has happened is the Oracle stock has fallen by $60 billion.
Yes.
There was a big 37%
Big spike.
jump
Yeah.
spike
Yeah.
on the day the deal was announced,
Yeah.
and then it started to drop.
Yes.
The drop has reached $60 billion, and it looks like all the gains have been wiped out.
Yes.
Or if most of the gains have been wiped out,
Yeah, the ChatGPT deal
I have not
bump.
looked at
Yeah.
everything. That hump is gone.
Yes.
Now, if it drops further, then what I would infer is that the Oracle stock is a publicly traded, because ChatGPT is a private company.
Yes.
So the valuations are between 5-6 people in a room. The market
What they
is
decide.
what they decide. The market is not deciding it.
Yes.
But the Oracle stock is fast becoming a proxy for the way
AI is being graded.
ChatGPT is
Yeah,
being.
especially OpenAI. Sorry, shouldn't I say AI? OpenAI is being graded by the market.
Yeah, then there is an equal parallel in India. It is like ChatGPT is becoming like Ola and Ether. I don't know whether it's Ola or it's Ether. Ola is dead, Ether will survive. But Ether has investments of Hero Motor.
Yes.
Like ChatGPT has investments of Microsoft.
Yeah.
So it's more like Ether. Competing against Hero Motors, Bajaj and TVS. These are established players in two-wheelers, which have become electric. So here is Google, who is an established player. Apple is an established player. Amazon, all these are established players. And ChatGPT is competing with them. Whether it will succeed or not, I do not know.
Okay.
But ChatGPT does not simply have the distribution mass that Google has. Google has cloud, Google has money, Google has free cash flow. So it can happen that Microsoft swallows ChatGPT. If Microsoft swallows ChatGPT, then what will happen to the ChatGPT agreement with
Oracle.
Oracle?
It's
I
a big
don't know.
question.
It's a good question.
Correct. So remember this, guys. What Anand is basically saying is, you borrow money, you have to pay the loan interest rate, regardless of you being employed or not. We say this for everybody. Remember, when you borrow, this is a problem with taking on debt, that it's due every month on the month, regardless of you having a job or not. Same is true for companies. Here, he's borrowed money, Oracle, to finance these data farms, which will give future revenue, hopefully from ChatGPT, which is his only major client, in the future of 2027. Till then, he has to keep financing these debts he's taken. So the question lies, if he has the money and the capability of financing these debts is the question. And all this is reflection of OpenAI, because OpenAI is a major customer, the only customer for Oracle for all this. So this is what Anand is saying. What is OpenAI opening? Sam Altman is opening for. He's hoping, they're all racing towards this something known as AGI, which is artificial general intelligence. And OpenAI is hoping that by burning cash, they can quickly get to AGI. And if the holy grail of AGI is achieved, then the whole paradigm shifts, is what they're all saying. Of course, like Anand says, we have all heard this before. We have heard this many times. If great intellects like Darwin and Isaac Newton can fall prey to this, even lowly, lofty humans like you and me can also fall victim to this. So be careful when you're investing in these kinds of technology companies. Just don't see the price falling and think every falling price, every dip you should be buying. It is all imperative to understand how these things are working, and you should pay attention to what is happening. That is why sticking to something like a Google is far safer in a dip than trying to venture out into something which you don't know. Anyway, I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. As always, me and Anand will come back tomorrow to talk about another one. Thank you for being with us on BeRich today.